Hey guys, how's it going? This is the Power Gunner, and this is gonna just kind of be a short video that has to do with inFAMOUS. And before I start, I kind of want to say that this is just my opinion, and you don't have to think the same thing, and you probably might or do think a different thing. But this is basically going to be talking about why I don't think the inFAMOUS comics that take place in between inFAMOUS 1 and 2 are like legit or like canon in the inFAMOUS universe story and stuff. Why I don't think we can or we should whatever like take them to be actual stuff that happened. And this is just in my opinion, so you don't have to like trust me on this, but this is just what I think. Now right away there's just this main thing that just kind of makes me think that there's no way that that stuff happened, and that is that. And this is kind of just a small thing, but it makes sense if you think about it. So, with Cole and Zeke, they're always referencing tons of different things that happen. Like, oh, Cole, do you remember when that happened? There's funny and stuff. That's a pretty bad Zeke impersonation, but they do that kind of stuff. Like even at the start of inFAMOUS 1, Zeke is talking about some like random funny things that happened. And in inFAMOUS 2, they're bringing up things that happened in the first game stuff, and like always talking about things that happened in the past. Now, what just makes me think it's so weird is the things that happened in the comics were kind of a major thing. With there was another conduit, which I think his name was David, that Cole fought, and some stuff happened with Moya, which she ended up dying in the comics. Those are some pretty major things, and you'd think with how Cole and Zeke are that they would talk about that and reference that in inFAMOUS 2, but they just never do, while they keep on talking about things that happened before inFAMOUS 1 when they're like in Numere, previously like learning how to climb and stuff, and they're like always talking about things that happened in the first game, and they're like even talking about things like meeting Quo, which did happen in between the first and second game. So why would they leave that out? It just doesn't make sense. It could be that they are legit. They just wrote them after they made inFAMOUS 2, so it's kind of weird. But either way, I am not a person who is believing that actually happened, because it just doesn't make sense. Like Cole and Zeke would bring up everything that's like ever happened, kind of, but never talk about that, which is pretty significant. So it's kind of just a small thing, but I think it makes a big difference in my opinion. Most people probably have different opinions on that, so don't get mad at me just for that, but maybe consider that. That's what I'd say. So yeah, that's my opinion on the DC comics and stuff, and I don't really. I've actually never read them, but I've read summaries of them, and it still just makes sense to me. Like why don't they ever mention that? How could that have ever happened with Cole and Zeke? You know, I'm kind of just saying the same thing over and over, but it's kind of true when you think about it. But anyways, yeah, that does open up some things. Like Sasha may not have died; she may have actually just died from the RFI. And Moya may not have died, and that's kind of one other thing is I'm pretty strong right now in believing that Moya is the person that we saw in the Second Son reveal trailer, who's like one of the commanding people of the DUP, if not the one like head in command of the DUP. Which that would also make so much sense if Moya was the head of the DUP, being in some sort of like security government type job, because that's what she was doing in the first game. So it would just make so much sense, and I just can't see in any way how what happened in the comics actually happened. So that's just my opinion, of course. Tell me what you guys think, and thank you for watching.